Hi guys, this is Rusty78609 in a cold, misty day in Central Texas, USA. Temperature right now about 36 degrees. That's probably going to be the high today, and that's the way that is. But anyway, I feel fine. I'm enjoying it. But I'm going to talk about something that was brought up by a viewer this morning. But actually, I've had several comments related to or from viewers that have said they're rethinking their full-time RVing or camping decision. I've had people say that they have quit, others that are thinking about it, or thinking about giving it up or changing it some way and so forth. So what the name of this video will be is just rethinking RVing as a way of life, because RVing, you got so many different types of RVing. In other words, you can full-time RV with no home base. You can full-time RV, I guess, and have a home base. I mean, I live in an RV full-time, but I don't travel all that much. I would like to, and I plan to this year, to go a little bit more, but I have to sell my Jayco J-Flight first, but that's another story. But for those that, if you're boondocking full-time, that's a whole nother way of life. Or if you're quote, stealth camping as a way of life, that's another deal. And you got boondockers that are part-timers, kind of like me. I just go every now and then. And then you got, of course, the weekend camper that just goes when they have some time off and they have a camper and away they go to a state park or somewhere. But for those of you that are in the mode of thinking about going full-time on the road in an RV or of any type, whether it be a van or a class A, B, C, B plus, whatever, travel trailer, fifth wheel, doesn't matter. If you're contemplating doing that because it's cheaper, it is cheaper. It can be cheaper. Let's say that. It can be much cheaper than living in a sticks and bricks home or an apartment. Can be. However, just remember that there's a big difference between your home, your sticks and bricks, and an RV, same as an apartment. When you're out there on the road, your home is wherever you're parked. And that's the way I live. Wherever my travel trailer is parked now, that's home. And did I live in RV parks for a while? Yeah, about 10 years or more. I mean, and traveled all over, and I didn't like RV parks. That's what burned me out pretty much, is I just decided, man, I can't stay in another RV park. I'm going nuts. Well, I was already nuts, so I didn't have far to go. But what I did, I bought me a home base about 12 years ago, and I've had the home base ever since, and I've spent a lot more time there than anywhere else. And that's why I got it, because it's home. I mean, it's just a little aluminum cover with a deck on 3 lots, but I've got plenty of privacy. I've got full hookup, and I can come and go, and it works out pretty good for me. It's a good balance for me. But for those of you that are thinking about going RVing and living in an RV and boondocking and all those different things that sound really great, they just sound like it'd be such an adventure and all the beauty and all of that stuff. And some of that's really true. There are some beautiful places, but you may or may not have cell phone service, or you may or not have internet connection. And we're pretty well a connected world now, particularly our society. So you're going to be a little off balance. Some people are going to be more off balance than others. I'm off balance when I go camping, because you get to a new area, you don't know where the best gas station is or where to buy groceries, and you need to get fresh water. And here's something else: if you go boondocking, or you stay at places where there's no power and you're using solar Well, there's kind of a catch-22 there, because I use portable solar. I've got a Zamp 120 watt solar set up, and it works fine. I use about 500 watts a day, and after about 6 or 7 hours of sunlight, I've put that much back in, so I'm breaking even there. But what that means is, when you put that solar panel out to charge your battery, which you should do, which you're going to have to do every day unless you've got some kind of super system, when you put it out, you're there. I mean, if you're boondocking, you can take the chance and walk off and go hiking for hours or a half a day while your batteries are being charged with your solar portable system. Now, when you come back, your solar system may be gone if it's a portable system. Now, if it's fixed on the roof of your RV, that's a different deal. Chances are they're not going to take the time to unscrew all those screws and stuff. But if you have a portable system, they could easily unplug that and take that. So that's just something you have to be aware of. So for full-timers, boondocking, that's probably the hardest place to start. If you're going to start out and RVing, then I would not recommend starting as a full-time boondocker. You might check it out and see what you think. Go a few days at a time. Staying in RV parks, of course, sucks. Okay, here's just a quick overview of some of the comments I've gotten. This guy he had watched some of the, I guess, cheap RV living videos, and he decided he was going to go live in a van. So he bought him a van and fixed it up. He was apparently in his 60s somewhere, I don't know. I think he said. But he went, and he was out 6 months, and he came back, gave it all up, and had to kind of undo what he had done. And then there's an individual has a travel trailer, and they're asking questions about it. They haven't given it up, but they're thinking about, whether this is the lifestyle for me. And then there was a guy that had a truck camper. I got a comment related to that. They went camping and got caught out in some really cold weather, came back and gave that up. So those are the things that can happen. And here's, I get message, where you can communicate with me privately. I get private messages, and there's several people that ask the question which is unanswerable by me, and it's this. It says, should I try this as a way of life? I can't answer that. Another question is, can I? Some people are 70, 80 years old, and they see this as an adventure, and they're wondering if they're physically and mentally capable of still being able to do that type of lifestyle, and I cannot answer that either, because some people are extremely active in their later years and others are not. And if you have any health issues, then you're probably going to have to ask yourself, is this the lifestyle that I want to do? Is this what I want to do? So, I've said this before in videos, that all that glitters isn't gold. The fun of RVing for me actually is the trip. It is the trip. The actual driving part of the trip. I mean, seeing the changes in the environment and so forth. But as far as meeting new people and so forth, I don't meet many people when I'm RVing. I don't. I meet a few, and they're all interesting. Everybody has a story to tell, and so that is kind of fun. But for those of you that are thinking about it, I got a rattle somewhere, and I don't know where it is. But be that as it may, let it rattle. Anyway, for those of you that are thinking about going full-time on the road, if you're thinking that direction, like we're going to sell the farm, buy a motorhome, and we're going to go live happily ever after on the road, well, I have to tell you, you might want to check it out first. Go stay in an RV park for a week. All right, just pick one at random, doesn't matter which one. So, what else? Let me look at my note here. I made a little note. So you got there's just so many ways. I mean, you know, whenever we talk about RVing, you know, you got full-time RVers with no home base, you got part-time RVers with a home base, you got boondockers full-time, boondockers part-time, weekend campers, you got all those different types. So this is kind of a generalization that puts them all in the same bag, except for the weekend camping, which, you know, I think everybody ought to do anytime they want to. That's fun, I think that'd be very enjoyable. Then you come back home, and Monday morning you go to work, and the cycle repeats itself until you die, and that's okay, nothing wrong with that. But the guys that get caught out sometimes are the ones that think that they're going to go out on the road, and it's going to be some kind of an escape. Well, just remember this: wherever you go, you're there. In other words, nothing's changed. You're still you. You're still you. You still got all your old baggage with you. Whatever was in your mind, negative or positive, when you were at home in your sticks and bricks house, that's going to be with you out on the road too. It's not going to miraculously vanish. All your problems are not going to be miraculously solved by being out boondocking with dust blowing up your nostrils. That's not going to do a thing for you. Or insects driving you nuts. And that's the reality of RVing anywhere, even if you're in an RV park. And RV parks are what they are. They are. They're just money-grubbing places. But for those of you that are wanting to do this, you know, if I had it all to do over again, would I do anything differently? Oh yeah, I wouldn't have bought that first RV I bought for sure. I didn't need that thing. Jeez. No, if I'd had access to the internet back in 1980, or scratch that, 90, whenever it was, I was living in RVs before I bought my first one. But you know, I don't know. I know I wouldn't have bought the same one I bought, because if I'd had access to everything that was out there, then I would have realized that the type of RV I was looking at, the weight was a little bit more than I could tow. I don't even know what the towing capacity was of that truck I had. I'm going to guess around 6,000 or 7,000 pounds. It was a 350 V8, but anyway, that's another story. But you know, as far as changing, I've got mine set up that it works for me now. I've got a home base. I've got a new lightweight travel trailer, a 2018 Coachman Clipper Cadet, 16-foot travel trailer, weighs 2,400 pounds, fully loaded, about 27, maybe 28 tops, even with water. And so, yeah, it'll work. It works for me. It does, and I like the simplicity of it. Others may not like that, okay? Others may not like, you know, not having a microwave or not having an oven, and I don't have either one of those, or a lot of the amenities, like, you know, they just have a little shower and stuff. It's a full shower, but there's a lot of differences. But for me, I have learned to enjoy it. I have learned, you know, you can get used to a sharp stick in your eye if you leave it there long enough. Well, that's kind of the way this has been for me. I've learned to enjoy it. And I've tried different things. I went camping in a Toyota Prius. I know y'all know all about that crap. I did that off and on for 5 years, and that was fun. Went all over. There goes a big old motorhome here from, I can't see where, it looks like Kansas, I can't tell. But yeah, the Winter, Texas. And that's another thing. See, that's another way to go there. These people from up north, you know, they'll come down here that are retired. They'll come down here in the winter. That's his tow. She's following him. The man's driving the motorhome and she's following in the tow vehicle. But anyway, enough said. Yeah, this is Winter, Texas. That's another way to do it. You know, you can have your sticks and bricks home in the frozen tundra, and then come south in the winter for a few months and enjoy the warm climate down here. It's not that warm today. Right now it's 35, which is unusual, really. But so that's another way to do it. But my suggestion's always been, now, if you can, try it. You know, rent an RV. Go out there and do it, and then think about it, you know, or else buy you something that's not too expensive, so you're not really committed. You know, you can come back and resell it and not take too much of a hickey. That'd be another way to look at it. But all the glitters isn't gold, man. I'm telling you, you're going to get out there. I can tell you 100 times. I mean, I could go over and over. I mean, but I pulled in a place, and hell, I can't even remember the name of it now. Crestone, Colorado. There's a national forest there. You can go up and camp. It's about 8,500 feet. It's they don't have any hookups. They have water there sometimes in the summer, but it's hit and miss on the insects. I mean, one time I was there, I wasn't bothered at all. The next time I went, there were so many mosquitoes there, you couldn't even get out of your vehicle. I mean, they were there by the thousands. And the reason they were there is the National Forest would not spray, because the little community near there is really tree hugger type, or whatever you want to call it. They didn't want anybody spraying pesticides in or around their community. They raised hell about it, so that the forest personnel did not spray for mosquitoes, and so they had an abundance of mosquitoes, and Rusty showed up right in the middle of it, and that's the kind of stuff that happens. And I had a backup plan, and it ended up I was at Walmart in some little town about 50 miles away. And that happens when you're out there on the road. You have to be prepared for that. You have to be really flexible. And if it's a man and a wife, they're going to have to really like each other, because there's going to be a lot of minor irritations out there on the highway. And you're going to start pecking on one another. And when you start that, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. But full timing as a way of life, I know a lot of people that do it. I mean, I know people that live in vans. I know a lady lives in a Prius. I don't know if she's still doing it. So, but again, rethink it. Rethink it. Don't just go into it blindly and say, okay, this is the direction. We're not going to change. We're going to go. We're going to sell the house, sell the farm, move out of the apartment or whatever. Get an RV, and we're going to live happily ever after. Well, what you need to do, though, is put yourself in that RV in your mind at the age you are now, and then turn the clock forward 10 years. Is that where you want to be? I don't know. That's why I got my home base, because that gives me a lot of predictability. Okay, and predictability is security. When you know everything around you, you feel pretty secure. And the older you get, you naturally become a little insecure, because you can't do the things that you used to do. You just can't. And it doesn't get any better. There's no cure for it. You can't take a pill and be 30 years old again. Or you might be able to take a pill and think you're 30 years old again. But having said that, guys, that's enough on that. We've covered that. But so rethink it. No hurry. Take your time in the decision-making process. Watch some videos. But just remember, a lot of people that do these YouTube videos talk about, oh, look at all the beauty and look how free I'm living and all this. And they're not telling you the whole story. I promise you that. They want to get views. And people don't view videos that don't give them what they want. If you want to go RVing, you want videos to show you how wonderful RVing is. And you're going to search for those. You're not going to look for one that says, hey guys, this is the way it really is out here boondocking. You're eating a pound of dust an hour, and you're stuck in the mud, or you can't turn around, or your neighbors is over there firing an M16 at cans. No, or there's 40 ATVers going around in circles of my RV. Those are the things they leave out. I'm not picking on anybody. You want to be positive when you're doing YouTube videos, but I'm being positive. I'm being positive and telling you the way I think it is. Now, whether it's the way it is for you, I do not know. But here we are. We're at Walmart. I'm fixing to go do my walking, but first I think I'll top off my gas tank. Today, gasoline is $2.17. That's up 14 cents a gallon in 1 week. The reason is holiday travelers, guys. Holiday travelers. Every holiday. I don't see any Well, that guy is back that was living here, but I don't see any other RVs. But anyway, guys, from Central Texas, USA, this is Rusty 78609, having talked briefly about rethinking RVing as a way of life. So y'all do that thing, and I will too, because I'm planning on taking a trip. And if I can sell that RV, I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I'm going to do a blend when I go camping this time. I'm going to do a blend. I'm going to do a little boondocking, probably a little state park, probably a little RV park, probably a little bit of everything, and see how that all works out. Because what I want to do is I just want to be in a position to go for the number of years I have left that are healthy. So anyway, from Central Texas, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye, bye, bye. Anything you want, but if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of my videos. Because if you do and you go to Amazon and buy anything, I get a small commission. Does not cost you a dime, nothing. It's just a matter of, if you think of it, use the link. If you don't worry about it. What else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day is very good for you. What else? Take deep breaths. Inhale, deep breaths, and exhale, because that's good for you too. That lowers your stress and that lowers your blood pressure, and you'll just feel better. Okay? Save your heart muscle a little bit. And what else? Stretch, walk. I've done my stretches. Now I'm going to go do my walking at Walmart. It's about 35 degrees right now. And so anyway, guys, keep your health. Stay warm. You guys that live up in that frozen tundra.